What's going on, Junkie Nation? Gorgeous George and Goes are back with another superstar from the sport of mixed martial arts. Today we talk to Magic Marlon Moraes, who headlines the first card of the PFL for their regular season. It's coming up on April 1st. That's not an April Fool's joke, and it's on ESPN. It's the main event, Marlon Moraes versus Brendan Loughnane. Welcome back, Marlon. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited for the season, and I feel like I'm indebted with some of my fans, and this is the mentality I'm coming for 2023. And I have so many people that support me, that likes to see me performing, and I want to get in there, starting from April 1st, and show to all these guys what I still can do. And I want to cement this season as one of two. Even I don't know if I'm gonna be the champion and end the season, but one thing I'm gonna do for sure, it's give so many good fights for my fans.
That's awesome. Well, we're your fans as well. We cover the sport. We're MMA media. We're objective most of the time, but honestly, once you sit down and you pour your beer, and you got your sandwich, and the fights start, we become fans. And you're an exciting fighter to watch. So is Brendan. To be fair, this is one hell of a main event. How much do you think about the fight every day, Marlon? Are you one of those that consumes themselves every day about the fight, or do you just kind of put it in the back burner because you've accomplished so much and been in so many big fights?
Man, if you are a fighter and you don't leave the fight, you shouldn't be fighting. You have to have the passion to get home, watch your sparring, watch what you're doing every day, and you have to judge yourself, and see, like, man, am I good enough to beat this guy? What can I do to beat him? What he does, and to find the openings on his game, and watch the good fighters. I love to watch some of the fighters. I love to watch Volkanovski, so I watch all all these good fighters upcoming, and that's what we have to do, man. That's what I'm investing my time in. I'm investing my time in be a better fighter, and that's how I'm walking to April 1st, face a great fighter, an excited fighter, like you just said. We are both excited fighters, and the fans know, it's never going to a fight of me or a fight of Brandon that you're gonna get in there and you're gonna stop to look at the fight. You're gonna eat something, you're gonna talk with your friends. If you blink, you won't see the finish, and that's how I'm walking in April 1st.
Who are your coaches? Who's your lead head coach now going into this fight?
I train with Anderson. I've been with him since I was young. And for this camp and my last camp, I've been training with Pahumpa a lot. And first I moved to ATT. I never got to work with him. But Pahumpa is a good coach. I saw in my grappling, my last fight, I was able to unfortunately I didn't have him. I think if I had him on the fight, I could definitely end that fight in a submission, especially for the time we spent on the ground. But uh, man, unfortunately, he couldn't go. But man, uh, now uh, I'm training with him. I'm having him daily. I'm feeling different in my grappling, in my striking, and I'm very confident, man. I can't wait to fight again. And a lot of people are questioning, should he fight? What's he doing? And it's a tough fight. It's not a tough fight, but I never had an easy fight since
That's true.
2017 when I
Yeah.
signed with the UFC. I faced my first fight, Rafael. Rafael was top 7 in the world,
Mm.
and since that, I never faced an easy fight. To be honest with you, I have a lot of respect, but on the paper, my last fight should be a easy one. But unfortunately, I got caught. But um, besides of that, all the fighters I fought was top 5, top 10 fighters in the world, and people are watching now, and they see all of them, Cory Sanhagen, Sadong Yadong, and that's fights that you walk in, and that's 50-50 to anyone in the world.
Mhm.
And I just got a bad streak. I believe that the UFC didn't want to give me a opening. They didn't want to give me Cody, like Cody Garbrandt got the last fight. Get back fight. I never got that get back fight. So it is what it is. Patient. A lot of respect for them. They do what they have to do. I got so many guys denying to fight me and in the UFC, and now I'm in a different promotion. I'm with different mindset, and I got the opportunity to face the champion. How I'm gonna say no? How I'm gonna run? How I'm gonna say I don't want to fight a tough guy? He's a tough guy, so am I. He can knock me out, but I do can knock him out as well. So that's how I'm walking out there. April 1st, you guys gonna see a great fight.
Marlon, you brought up 2017 when you first came in, and even though you referenced a Sun Sao who you lost to, but then later on also beat, that was an incredible run that you had, including having a win over the current UFC bantamweight champion. What would you say is the major difference between that run you had then and the run that you had now? Is it age? Is it you should have zigged when you were supposed to zag? Like you said, sometimes you get in there, it's 50-50, it's a coin flip. But is there anything that you can attribute the difference between the different runs that you've had?
It's just the timing. I think um, I'm a tough guy. It's hard to make me say no to something. And looking back to my career, to the fights I had, I should take a step back at some point, and I didn't. But I don't regret. I did it. That's the way I did it. I paid for, and I cannot do anything. The only thing I can do is go to the gym, try to get better, and try to be a better fighter.
When you look at a guy like Brendan who's ahead of you, um, do you see very many holes? Like, what do you think of him as a fighter? He's more on the younger side of a fighter, but we've kind of seen him mature throughout our eyes and then capture that championship. What do you think of him as a fighter?
I think he's a good fighter. He improved a lot. He had some tough fights in 2022, and but 2023 he came back stronger. He fixed some of his holes, and he brings a style that's very hard to touch him. But he been facing wrestlers. He been facing good wrestlers, and that's gonna be the first time I believe he's gonna face a striker like me. Chris Wade is a good striker, but Chris Wade is a wrestler. Baba Jenkins is a good striker, but he's a wrestler. Um, Mavlid is a wrestler. Um, his last few guys that he fought, they're most wrestlers, and I believe I have a unique style, and I can shock the world April 1st.
What were your thoughts when they presented that to you as him being your first opponent? I know that eventually, I mean, I know that you said that, let's do it right now. But are you happy that that was the first fight?
Yeah, I'm happy. I cannot say I don't want a fight, but I was thinking maybe face him later on. He's the champion. But why face him 3 fights from now or face him right now? We gonna have to face one day. And like I tell my friends, some of my friends, "Hey, I want to be in the UFC. I want to fight my way to the UFC, but I don't want to fight this guy. I wanna I wanna cement the record. I wanna be 10-0, then go to the UFC and face the tough guys. But man, one day you're gonna have to face the tough guys, and you're gonna win, 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 and you're gonna get to the UFC and you're gonna lose. You have to see if you can beat that guy now. Why you gonna wait to face this guy in the UFC? It's just happened to a lot of people. They go to the UFC with a blank record, and people think they are animals, and then they see them fighting a guy like low level and they lose. And why wait? They pay me very well. Why I'm gonna wait to get that fight just for the championship? Just pay me, I'm gonna fight anyone.
Marlon, can we talk a little bit about motivation, right? When a fighter first starts, their motivation kind of changes throughout their career as to why they fight. You've been able to do a lot of things, like George said, even capture a belt before and face some of the greatest fighters in the world, make money. But has your motivation changed at all at this point in your career? Is it different or does it feel the same?
Man, changes a lot. At some point, you are motivated for the money, and then you motivated for the gold. But right now, everything is gonna be consequence. I'm motivated for the win. I want to win. I want to get back to the good performances. Like I told you guys, I want to give to my fans the performance they are waiting, and that's what motivates me today. Not the money, not the gold, nothing else. Just get in there, get the good fights, fight the best, and win. Win and put in a good performances.
And it all happens on ESPN. That's so cool, man, that the PFL, the first week, they're on ESPN. It's the most viewed sports channel on the planet. And the matchup is outstanding. Like one of the greatest champions in the history of WSOF, now PFL, against the current champion. It doesn't get any better than that. Me personally, I'm glad they made this fight, to tell you the truth. I think it's one heck of a way to start the season.
Yeah, man. That's what they want to do. They want to give to the fans what they want. They have me facing Brandon. They have Thiago Santos facing the champion last season. They have Shane Burgos fighting the champion last season. And to be honest, I don't remember the other ones, but that's the ones I have in my mind. And I know they all gonna be great fights, and the fans are gonna love it.
I'm glad that earlier you referenced that you watched. I'm sure you watch your opponent, but you watch so much tape that you even watch your own practice back. I think those details is what makes the difference between the fighters that wind up winning titles at some point in the career and not winning titles. I think too many fighters, the sport's gotten a little bit easy for them because the money's a little bit better now starting out. But do you watch every single practice or just the full sparring? Like, can you be a little more detailed on that?
I watch sparring and sometimes pads works too.
Mm.
I was I was in sauna yesterday. Me, Renato Moicano, Massaranduba, Pezão, and Pezão heavyweight from the UFC. You guys know
Mm-hmm.
Marcos Rogério Pezão.
Oh, okay. I know a lot of
We,
Pazans. I know Vinny Magalhaes is a Pazan, and I think
Mar-
that means
Mar-
Bigfoot. So I thought you even meant Bigfoot for a second, but this is
no,
another
I,
one.
I mean Marcos.
Yeah.
Marcos, Moicano, Massaranduba, and someone. I think 6 or 5 guys. We were in the sauna and we were discussing some of the guys that how good they are, and some guys that they train like so, and then in a fight they perform, they do great. And then I was telling them, these guys they train so, and they get in a fight and they perform. They are tough guys, but they will never be the best. The best guys are the ones that training properly. They watch themselves. They do the good. They do as good as they do in training in the fight. The tough guys, they're gonna get to the top, but they will never be the best. Always, you have to make a blend. You have to be a tough guy. You have to be uh, um, a hard guy to beat, but you still have to be smart. You have to watch yourself. You have to see the details, and that's what I saw on Frankie growing up, and when I was with Frankie Edgar, and I see why he was so good, because he was the smartest guy I ever seen fighting.
Hmm. Yeah, that's one heck of a mentor that you had back in the day. Last question. Your belt that you won and defended for many years, what does that mean to it? I'm sure you still see it from time to time and just you probably get filled with some memories or emotions, but what does that mean to you? Because that's something no one can ever take away from you.
Man, mean a lot, to be honest, every time I look at the belt, I remember about my mother, because that belt, when I won the belt, I bought my mother a house, and that's when I look at the belt, I think about my mother.
That's beautiful. That's great. That's a perfect way to end the interview. Thank you, Magic Marlon Moraes, for giving us the time, not just today, but every single time you've had a fight. We've always caught up with you. I'm sure we'll see you in Vegas in a couple weeks. So I hope you have a safe travel, safe weight cut, a hell of a training camp. And then on April 1st, we already know it's going to be a banger of a fight.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I'll be in Vegas in 2 weeks. Thank you.
All right, we'll see you then.